Darby Allen is slated to be out for a number of months as he prepares for Mount Everest. Fightful Select has learned. Triple H's thought says this Mox garbage is never going to end. So yeah, Darby's going to go climb that mountain, and he's out for a few months. He realized this time he can't injure himself in a match before he injures himself on the mountain. Moving along. The funniest thing ever was this. This popped me so hard. So back in 04, April 22, this a few years ago, Big Bad Brody King says, when you order House of Black on Wish.com, when WWE on Fox says, name this duo. And it was when Edge and Damian Priest started the Judgment Day. And Brody King calls them the Wish House of Black. Now look at what Brody King's doing. And Edge is like, you guys are going to forge your own path. And like Alistair's gone. Alistair Black, we know that. And it's essentially Buddy and Brody and Julia being told, you guys are going to do your own thing. It's Judgment Day 2.0. They're about to recreate literally an AEW, and it's the funniest, most ironic thing ever. This is why people call it a parody of wrestling. This is why you can't talk when you're over there, because it always comes back to bite you in the ass, because Tony can't help himself. I swear he's ribbing everyone. I swear he's like the greatest troll of all time. He has to be at this point, because it's almost like a Mel Brooks parody. If Mel Brooks made a movie about wrestling, this is the stuff that would happen in it. Shout out Brody King, I guess, and good luck with Judgment Day 2. If that's what Terminator. I'm the Terminator, Judgment Day 2. You know, or what was it? Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Yeah, so there you go. Terminator. What are they going to call themselves? What's another word for judgment? I'm going to Google judgment synonyms. Let's see here. Discernment, acumen, shrewdness, the shrewdness day. I don't know. Moving along here, folks. We have footage of Malakai Black. So people are trying to say his back's hurt. He's washed. Tony's good not to book him because he's washed, and man. And here's Malakai literally competing at CCW the night that the reports come out where Dave's like, good, he should. They don't want him there. Here's Malakai wrestling that night. A beer hall, dude. Look at these kegs up here. Looks spry to me, dog. Welcome back to the Fed and the Rumble, dude. Let's go. AEW Collision drew 2,100 fans in Athens, Georgia tonight. This is before, right? On the 11th. While MLW Kings of Coliseum drew 2,400 in Dallas, Texas. One show had Edge and Chris Jericho. The other had Matt Riddle and Stingray from Cobra Kai. Paul Walter Hauser, dude. Crazy, man. You might as well just put Cobra Kai on that. And then, yeah, we have this match here. Like this Saturday, we're still reacting to it. Tony got wake and baked. He got shake and baked in his own comments here. He got ratioed to Obliviacry. And guys, it's wrestling, and these are wrestlers. If you don't like wrestling, just say that, and they'll do Antiques Roadshow instead. Such cope, man. Such cope. Hey, I saw this horror movie. They're actors. Go watch a movie with acting. Go watch a comedy then. No, your team plays like you call them out. The coach's up, you call them out. The general manager's up, you call them out. Go watch sports.
You stupid idiot.
So here we go. Mark Henry begged WWE and AEW to bring in Jacob Fatu. But he begged Tony Khan, I guess, as well. Henry said he urged AEW to sign Jacob Fatu before WWE could. So he says, I begged before I left the WWE, you got to bring him in. But he was in so much trouble. He was a liability. Jacob Fatu is real. He will punch you in the face and talk about your mom at the same time. That's a bad dude. Bad dude. And then I got to AEW. I said, guys, whatever you do, you got to bring Jacob Fatu in here. But that didn't happen. Dude, he'd have knocked the Bucks out too. You know, that wouldn't have been. Thank God he didn't go there. Because we'd have never seen him in WWE. He'd got a homicide on his hands. Everything happened for a reason. Right. That's exactly it, man. This was his destiny. So, yeah, man. Shout out Jacob Fatu. And shout out Mark Henry. Think about all the talent he has an eyeball for. Listen to him, right? He finds all these superstars. Listen to him. Thank God he's back with WWE. And hopefully his son listens to his dad really well, you know? Penta acknowledges the fact that he outdrew AEW's Big Three. Now, typically, Penta news from now on is in WWE news, but a little bit trickles over because he just left. So Penta shared this story on his Instagram where this guy said Penta's debut on WWE Raw last night gained over 2.6 million views in just 15 hours on WWE's official X account. That's more views than the debuts of Okada, Ospreay, and Mercedes Moné combined, which have around 2 million. He paid Mercedes like $10 million, bro. Views as of now. Penta outdrawing the Big Three of AEW. And people go, who wins the free agents? I think Tony really won the free agent. No, dude, you could sign a blow-up doll if you know how to book it and work it and sell it and package it and let it do what it knows how to do. You know what I mean? You have to be good. It's not like Penta's not good and like Meltzer says you could plug anyone in to be Hulk Hogan. No, it's not that. You have to obviously be good. But when we're talking about free agents of the caliber of like an Okada or Penta, that's where it comes down to the booking and the creative and then what they're able to do physically in the ring and on the mic. That's the part that's on the wrestlers at that point. They've done as much as they can do. It's no longer like everyone knows Penta knows how to wrestle. So it's about Tony. Why are you this guy up over here? He goes to WWE. It has nothing to do with AEW. AEW shelved him, folks. AEW signed a thing where he couldn't wrestle if CMLL guys were wrestling on the same show as him, right? They've only hurt his star quality and power. WWE, by keeping it, as Michael Cole said, the worst kept secret. They were able to control the perception online first, and then with everyone's attention, at least we're attentive. I've never seen this guy. Let's say you're a cat. I've never seen this guy. Who gives another luchador, whatever. Then you're in the building. You hear Ray. You're on Netflix. You go, okay, I'll give this guy a shot. He has the performance he does. Michael Cole goes, the worst kept secret. Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest luchadors of all time. Penta is one of the greatest. People argue it's actually Penta. And even Ray would, And then Dave Meltzer, we're going to talk about later, he gets mad that WWE's selling a guy, that they're not calling it like a shoot. Like, yeah, no one really thinks Penta's the greatest luchador of all time, Dave, right? But it's called they're selling their investment. Their Carney's doing wrestling. It's like Dave thinks this is a shoot. He's so involved. We're going to get into that later, but he like buries Rey Mysterio too. It's like you, man. It's so much cope. He just outdrew, using the WWE's marketing machine on YouTube, all of those debuts combined. Who's the better get? The more expensive person that is you bought during the decline, who's only been there for declining ratings and attendances? It didn't matter. This could be Jungle Boy. And if WWE plugged him in the way they did, and they choose to get behind him marketing, and if you have a showing like that and you're over and you know how to cut a promo, maybe not Jungle Boy, because when he talks, it's cringe, but you guys get what I mean. Like, what's the old saying? Opportunity meets preparation or whatever, and it creates whatever. That's what this was, right? It was the fact that Penta's so good, Tony could have did literally this with him in AEW, didn't do that. It's on him. Tony Khan could have did what they did with Lexis King, with Ethan Page. And WWE knows the limits too. Penta, main roster, ready to go. Makes sense. He's on the main roster, ready to go. Lexis King in NXT, lower mid-card, still doing reality of wrestling shows and that sort of thing. Ethan Page, the top of NXT, about to be main roster sooner than later. Probably mix it up, maybe not get a world title, but he'll be a mid guy on the main roster. They know where to place these guys, and then they're getting super over in their roles, bro. Tony, they're giving you free game on how to do this, and you're doing maximum carnage, and your fans are coping and scrambling and worming around. Oh, no, Okada billionaires. Oh, it just doesn't work anymore, bro. I'm sorry. It's over. It's game over. You should have listened to people, man, to the good faith people like Phil. Good faith Phil, 100%. I wouldn't say this. I wouldn't waste my time getting stressed out. I would do videos like these content creators that you guys see on Raw if I wasn't trying to help, okay? I'd just be like, everything's great, whoa, and all that. And I get it. Everyone's mad at them. Why are you mad at them? Don't be mad at them. Someone's got to do that. So we have cringe to laugh to, okay, chat? But listen, to laugh at, rather. But all I'm saying is that you want the easy route, it's right there. I'm not a dumb guy, right? This is way harder doing it this way. These sickos, bro. And they all turn out to be goofballs, okay? I've been right this entire time, and I will save AEW. Tony McCon, I will save it, bro. I will save it. And get off the headset if you're listening. Mole, if you're listening, tell Tony to stop talking in the headset. People are trying to do commentary. Anyways, Maximum Carnage Collision, they sold 1,000 tickets. So maybe I lied, pardon me. I talked earlier, I was like, tonight in Cincy, they only sold 1,000. Isn't this the same show? I thought it was just taped after or whatever. I don't know. Maybe this show has 2,500 or 2,100. I don't care. MLW's drawing the same. Not even on TV. No Warner Bros. 3.6 million a week checks. Get it together. Get it together. Start studying. We study the tape and the history. Study WWE's history the last 2 years. Figure out how to get your guys over because they're all getting over in WWE. Holy, I'm on one tonight, chat. Awful Wrestling tweets this out. He says, AEW's quality control is so janky, their own public relations account posted the wrong date for Collision. It's Saturday, not Thursday, dopes. So Cincinnati is Moxtown. AEW World Champion John Moxley. I'm going to read it like Excalibur. AEW World Champion John Moxley and Renee Paquette are making the rounds this morning ahead of 2 nights of action at Brady Music Center. AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage, Wednesday on TBS Network, streaming on Max. AEW, whatever. Okay, that's done. But yeah, they said it was on the wrong day. Their own PR Twitter said that AEW was on the wrong day. We've seen FTR Dax sharing graphics where it says the wrong day. It's never going to end, man. It's never going to end because they don't want to listen to people. Not that everyone, it's not that I know better. Here's the thing. I don't know where to. How do we fill the shirts then, smartass? Oh, you can run a wrestling company? How do we do I don't know. But if I had $1 billion, I'm going to hire people who do. Hey, I'm kind of creative, but how about you wrestling guys who have sold tickets before tell me what to do? And then I can kind of put my input and you guys tell me to shut up where I don't know what I'm talking about. And let's go from there. You know what I mean? That's how you do this. It's real. Look at it. It's called just being humble, chilling, understanding, being living in the real world, having to work for money in your life, understanding people's livelihoods because you've had your livelihood ride on someone else before because everyone's, you know what I mean? Tony's never had that because he was blessed. I guess we'll just say it that way. But Kenny Jones, Jericho Kenny says, it annoys me how AEW screwed you over. And this is to Kevin Kelly. And was so fun listening to you and Nigel together. At least they had someone calling the in-ring product instead of telling us we'll be in Bump, Arkansas. Tickets on sale Saturday. What a monumental maneuver. Exactly, man. And then Kevin Kelly responds and he goes, all I wanted to do was call wrestling. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have to listen to a stuttering son of a billionaire feeding me lines and then correcting himself and telling me I was doing great. They waited until I had a mental breakdown to fire me.
Great. The best guy is Tony Khan.
All I'm saying is that he did have to have a mental breakdown. They fired him. He went to HR. People are like, he liked a QAnon movie. I don't even know what that means. Shut the fuck up. Here's the real thing. Here's the real issue. Okay? He spoke out and he didn't like a mark yelling in his ear the way Vince would be in their ears. Vince was in Cole's ears and it was so annoying. Everybody would talk about that. Man, if Vince would get out of his headset, oh, you can tell Vince isn't in his headset. Now you have Excalibur sitting there going, ho, 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 for every move. And then you have Tony sitting there answering his phone, playing Candy Crush. He's texting. He's making a grocery list. And then you have Kevin Kelly kicked off for being like, hey, don't call me names in a Discord or whatever to our fans. Say I'm a conspiracy theorist or whatever. Don't not answer my emails, HR. Hey, don't yell in my ear while I'm trying to do commentary. Guy who's never done anything in wrestling, who owns this company and thinks now he knows how to produce because he just wants to sit in gorilla position. Holy guys. And we know that because the 10 minutes, I'm going to prove this. We can prove this. What do we got to do? Do we got to prove that that's what Tony Khan's doing? We'll prove it to everybody right here. Any haters, any doubters. You're just a hater. I'm melting down today. But yeah, everybody who's just saying you're a hater, here, I'm going to pull it up. 10 minutes of Tony Khan, and I'm going to find you the part, man. That's why I made this video. That's why I made this video for everybody to see. right? So we're going to share this tab instead. We're going to big screen this. Look, man, this is what he's doing in people's ears in Gorilla. And look to the subtitles if you want to see the dumb he's saying, but listen to how he's saying it too.
For me, Austin speeds are so bad.
Is it a bright spot?
Not yet.
We need to build an army right now.
Right here, watch.
That's awesome. That was great. Ah!
You're trying to do commentary, and he's going, yeah, that was great. Ha!
It's great. Ah! Yes! Sick!
Oh, yeah, sick, dope, radical, totally sweet, bodacious, cowabunga. Why do you need to say that to him, bro? He's trying to... Could you imagine? We got more, too, where he's like yelling, get Austin, or whatever.
No. I gave you extra time.
Yeah, Danielson, hey, Tony, did I go over time? No, I gave you more time. I gave you more. Imagine a guy, dude, say just like it's mind-boggling, okay? So Kevin Kelly, bro, we're on Team Kelly over here. We with you all day, and I mean, I don't know. I can only imagine what that's like, trying to do your job, and you got this mark going, oh yeah. And then there's one part too. I should have showed it to you guys, but there's one point where he goes, he says into the headset to the commentators, he goes, in 5, give him the 30, or he says it to the ref or something like that. He goes, in 30, give him the 5. In 30 seconds, give him the 5, or whatever he says. In 5, give him the 30 seconds. It's like, bro, just shut up. Just give him the 1 minute mark, or give him the 5, or give him the 30. What do you say? He just doesn't know what he's doing. It's just incredibly funny to watch and cute. Rey Fenix, though, his merch was removed from Shop AEW. And I quote tweeted this and said, it's always some petty like this. It's always reactionary. And that's how we can chronicle this. And that's how we know that Tony is just being petty. Penta debuts, Phoenix gets his shop removed, right? Ricky Stark says something on CVV. All of a sudden, he's pulled. People say about GCW. All of a sudden, Jericho's there. Then they bring Cardona in. Then Cardona's going, I didn't even get offered a contract. So you can't tell me it wasn't petty to not hurt GCW and to not hurt Ricky and to knock with Ray, because that's how it is. He hears about Penta and Ray going to WWE. Then he freezes the contract. He didn't even call him before. There was no communication. Cero comunicada. I hope I said that right. There's zero of it. And then all of a sudden, Ray's contract's frozen. It's all reactionary. That's why we know it's when we hear that, like, no, it had nothing to do with Penta. He's just frozen. Then why didn't it happen a month ago? Why didn't it happen 3 weeks ago? Because it's reactionary and it's petty. And we know
Thank you, bye, boom.
Dick the Boozer, as Heel Uzi calls Moxley, says that he cares about storytelling. You hear that, sickos? Even the plumber is admitting you need stories and not just pointless gymnastics. Do you get it now? Moxley feels that Death Rider's story has brought a more cinematic feel to the main event level in AEW. Weird. So they want cinema, and they want vignettes and packages and more of a storytelling feel, but I'm the asshole for yelling about it till I was blue in the face for 2 years. I get blocked by all these accounts because I'm just a bad faith grifting podcast grifter. Or are you all dummies? Right? You should be listening to Phil Marks, and the show's blowing up because of that. I've been embracing the grind. It's all I'm saying. Moving along here, let me just find my footing, okay? Storytelling is always needed. It's essential. It's non-negotiable. It's a vital element to wrestling. You need a hook. How much more do you enjoy sports when you have an investment in who the person is or the story of the season? Wrestling is no different. You're not going to pick up a book that has a bunch of descriptions of random objects or events. There has to be story or a thread that will take you on a ride. But I'm the asshole for saying exactly what Mock's saying now. And here's the other thing, right? I get it when these indie people go, well, it can just be working a body part and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, at a house show or an indie show, because we don't know these people. When you're on TV, when you're making a TV show, yes, there's wrestling and they're doing TV. So you have to do both of those things. That's the tricky part of doing TV wrestling successfully. It's very tricky, but there's methods you can look to that have been successful in the past and seemingly are going forward. Okay, so you have to do good wrestling too. Good wrestling involves, you have to do good television wrestling, So that involves getting people invested in characters like any TV show. There's not a single TV show that isn't getting you invested in characters. There's not a Mr. Beast video where they're not trying to get you invested in the people in the video. Yeah, Moxley, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Welcome to the storytelling club. Get ready to get kicked out of the company now. Tony Khan says, Kenny Omega's return has been huge for AEW. So in what metric? You know, that's all I can really say. I don't know what metric you can measure that in, but no, it objectively hasn't, and I'm a Kenny fan. Ethan Page saved his career. So on top of Kevin Kelly, Ethan Page has some to say about AEW, pardon me, and he talks about NXT, comparing the two, and he goes, this company is run by wrestlers. AEW didn't know what they had, and now they do. I'm gone. These guys have me. They have the ability to do whatever it is that they want, and they have chosen to open a door for Ethan Page to absolutely kick wide open. Boom. There you go. He's gonna prove them wrong. AEW didn't know what they had, dude, and I'm gonna show them. And I love that attitude. That's the right mentality to have, and that's the mentality to have if you're from WWE going into AEW. Just don't get mad at the fans like Ricochet, and then try and pretend, and then pop out and say, "Oh, no, I'm just doing like an Andrew Tate thing." It's like, no, that's not what you're doing. You're copping out now and saying that because you up in her cringe. So Thunder Rosa names her 3 dream opponents. So you guys ready for her 3 dream opponents? You guys ready? Let's play Thunder Rosa's dream opponent. Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Bayley. All WWE superstars. But yeah, man, Thunder Rosa, just a cry for help. She's trying to get the out of AEW, man. And why wouldn't you? Look at the moves they're making in Mexico. And also, like, UFC, guys. UFC now has the Performance Institute. It's about to be operational, the Performance Institute in Mexico. So, like, right away. They have who's running it and everything named. They have everybody ready to go. And the same PI you see in Vegas, WWE's going to have something over there too. And they're talking about maybe a residency. You'll see that. You'll see a performance center down there, and not like, oh, the PC, the whole show's moved to Vegas, but you'll see a PC down there, maybe attached to the UFC PI. And they have the Mexico PI. You don't think there's going to be a WWE PC down there in Mexico sooner or later? That's all I'm saying. I said it here first. I said that a long time ago too, about the Mexican PI, and there'll be a PC there too. Trust me on that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW news. Round of applause for AEW news. Round of applause.